that are a part of the parade processional as everything, as Frank noted, gets in place for the beginning. We've got the beautiful double-deck buses that are now just gallivanting throughout Miami as a great way to see this town and this vicinity on this day. Will participate in our presentation and celebration. I think we have every white-hot, expensive vehicle in all of South Florida to make sure that you have a view with those principles that are involved. As Frank pointed out, I should say, we have every angle covered of this event. Through the sky, through the streets, in the building, outside of the building, as we see the double-decker with Coach Spo involved there. We will have the parade for you. We will talk about the drive to the title. We'll have the championship celebration, which is the inside part of the celebration, which about 20,000 people are packing inside of American Airlines Arena as a part of today's celebration. And make sure we will take you through every corner, through every turn of this wonderful ride that turned into the Miami Heat championship. City officials, dignitaries, team officials, players, coaches, everything in place so that South Florida, all of Florida, the country, the world, can be enjoying within this wonderful championship celebration. We're glad to have our friends who are watching on NBA TV, those of you that are streaming around the world on Heat.com, and of course those of you watching on Sun Sports. It is great to have you with us. This is going to be a wonderful experience, something that Heat fans, John, haven't been able to be a part of for over a half-decade now.
Awesome opportunity for these fans, for the city. How about the players getting to enjoy this, Jax, along with the coaches and their families? Outstanding experience for everyone. This vibe right now here at the American Airlines Arena is pretty awesome, too. I love hearing this noise in the background, all these fans lined up.
Great to know that there were folks that planned ahead. They got down here, lined in the streets. I made my way in here during the 7 o'clock hour, and the folks were ready in position. What we have here is the Lebron camp. I believe this is bus number 7. I'm going to double check real quick. Bus number 7 is the LeBron James double-decker. We have a wireless camera that is dedicated just to the NBA MVP and the Finals MVP, and it is awesome to note that he has been able to achieve, John, these wonderful achievements, but the individual, not anything he was interested in any longer. He was all about that championship he was able to hoist on Thursday night.
So happy for LeBron. Had a tremendous finals run and playoff run for that matter. Jackson did so many different things, whether it was scoring the basketball, setting up his teammates. He really improved his rebounding throughout the course of the playoffs, too, getting it done on the glass. And his leadership, I thought, he was the consistent force behind this team throughout the course of the playoffs. They could always depend on LeBron James to get it done. And no one is more deserving than LeBron to cup that Larry O'Brien trophy. It was a good thing the other night seeing him do that, wasn't it?
Beautiful thing, pure. It was just great joy. There's Shane Battier making the left on the brickle there. Battier with the...
Look at him. He's banging on the pots and pans right now.
He's getting it done. He knows what he's doing. He knows his community, baby. There with his wife, Heidi. Zach and Eloise there. Of course, remember, it was just a year ago, Eloise came into this earth in frantic fashion while he was playing for the Memphis Grizzlies. And he was in San Antonio. Made that push to Houston where his family was still there. After making the game-winning shot, he was Johnny on the spot when that beautiful baby girl came into this world. His beautiful wife, Heidi, and wonderful son, Zeke, all there together with the Miller family that had a very similar episode during the playoffs last year.
That's a hot three-point shooting bus right there between those two guys, getting it done from beyond the arc. Miller having that absolute career game in Game 5, 7 3-pointers out of 8 attempts, and what great timing by him, Jax, to get her done.
Saw LeBron's bus there pop up again. He's joined by his fiancée, Savannah, his sons, LeBron Jr. and Bryce, his mother. Gloria is there. Also on that bus, it's an Ohio player bus, by the way. As the whole family is there. Norris, his mom and dad, Norris Sr., and Dwyane also out on that bus. I believe our Erik Reed is also posted up on double-decker LeBron as well. Just a beautiful experience as the folks are lined up on both sides of the street. They got their signs in hand. And the one thing that I love about this gathering is that it brings together people that never get to come down to a game. That they are dedicated fans. They pay their cable bill. They have their satellite provider. They love watching every game on Sun Sports or maybe on the League Pass, but they live outside of the area. I know a couple that flew in here from Rochester, New York, folks coming in from Australia and Athens, Georgia, just to be here, to be a part of this. Because you know what? Not everybody can make it into the building, but anybody can be a Heat fan.
That's true. And you know what? It takes those type of fans to really have that Heat Nation behind you. Great vibe. Letting them soak it in and share it as well. Not everyone could be here at the game when they wrapped it up, and this is the day when every Heat fan can revel in it.
There's a bit of a police presence, as we note. All of the fine men and women who serve our city and our county here in Miami and Miami-Dade County, both in police enforcement, law enforcement, I should say, as well as fire and safety, all leading the way. As you can see, all the colors are represented as they make their way and start this beautiful parade. What wonderful togetherness also, John, you find, as it takes a boatload of people in a short period of time to get this thing together. Now, you can have, some conversations about things, but we know what happened when Dallas started playing their parade publicly. So, and that was back in '06, of course. So you got to keep everything under wraps.
You're not kidding, right?
You got city managers, county officials, of course, the men and women who operate this very fine facility, American Airlines Arena, that from the late night and early morning of Thursday and Friday, all the way leading into Monday, have been working hard to put together this fantastic celebration. That is not cliche. That's exactly what it is.
This is one of the elite franchises, Jax. Absolutely no question. And I feel qualified to say that because I played on 7 other teams in the NBA.
Yes,
and had an opportunity to experience that. And it really starts from the top and works its way down. And you mentioned the Iverson family, a true class act. Obviously great business people that understand what's going on in the community and are very deeply involved, making the right decisions with basketball-wise to bring in a Pat Riley who obviously knows the game both from a coaching and a president standpoint, decision-making and the quality of the people that he brings in along with the talent, because you got to have character with your talent to really have championship-type runs. And this has been a great opportunity with this all-star group in here who are character guys, who are ambassadors of the game, and continue to play at a high level and be involved with the community. So it's really a tremendous organization from top to bottom, and I'm just so pleased to be part of it and happy for them today.
Along with Mickey Arison and Nick Arison, let us not forget, of course, Madeline Arison, the queen of all things Heat,
right.
And Kelly Arison,
spouses who make it happen.
Well, the great philanthropic work that they lead through the Miami Heat Charitable Fund and Project Metashare is always awesome. With Pat Riley, his family, of course, Chris Riley, she is magnificent as we take a look at Bus 3, Chris Bosh, and the doctor there, Elizabeth Riley, James Riley as well. It is just a wonderful feeling. When I arrived here 8 seasons ago, John, it was always the Arison and Riley families. That's the way it was discussed, the way it was presented, and it feels that way every day. On our 2006 championship rings, there are 2 words that always come to mind when I think about what's on these rings, and it's not the beautiful diamond-encrusted world champions. It's faith and family. It's the belief in one another and putting family first, basketball in its appropriate place, and then everyone working from there.
Yeah, those guys right there set the tone. And when your leaders set the tone, it trickles down and everyone buys in, and it's a great group. This group, incredibly close, had to go through a lot of adversity. We talked about the things you mentioned, the family Every one of the players will say that because they realize that you got to stick together when times are tough and fight through them. And from Coach Spoelstra down through the players and the support staff, they did that.
There is the co-captain, Dwyane Wade, now the two-time champion. Appropriate that the co-captain has that trophy. He was so instrumental in leading the way to the trophy in 2006. And I'm going to argue he led the way to the 2012 trophy. It has nothing to do with the awesome play on the floor, quite honestly. It was critical to victory, don't get me wrong. But the vision, the loyalty, and the sacrifice that he provided and then paved the way for Chris Bosh and LeBron James and others to participate in are the real reason why we're sitting here today.
Yeah,
the 2012 champions.
23 points a game throughout the course of the playoffs, but his leadership becoming much more vocal. If you remember back in 06, he was a young guy. He was about 24 years old at that time, I believe. And, you know, young to the league, if you will, and a rising star. And they really took off from there. He's had to go through personal and tough issues with this team, suffering through a losing season. And he talked about how much this championship means to him now, and he appreciates it that much more because he had to struggle to get back, Jackson. He is a more vocal leader now because he's been around as long as he has. 9 years now in the NBA for Dwyane Wade.
We have cameras everywhere. You see them, you'll feel them. One might pop right into your living room right now so we can observe your reaction. But there's one very special camera that we have locked in for our coverage today. Frank Ford has more on that. Frank?